Did you know that most cars don't die from old age but from the habits of their drivers? Statistics show that over 75% of serious issues stem from improper maintenance. What if you could change that and push your car past 500,000 miles without a major overhaul? This video reveals 10 secret habits that experts and commercial truck technicians use to keep engines, transmissions, and suspensions healthy for much longer. At the end of the video, you'll learn a 1-minute trick that can save your car from unexpected breakdowns. Like and subscribe to the channel if this video helps you. 1. Treat power steering fluid like engine oil. Many drivers believe the manuals claim that power steering fluid is lifetime. But the truth is the exact opposite. Power steering fluid is like engine oil. It works constantly, enduring high heat and friction, and inevitably degrades over time. When it turns dark, gets contaminated with metal particles, or loses viscosity, it stops lubricating, cooling, and protecting the pump and rack components. The result? The pump starts whining, valves get clogged with dirt, and rubber seals wear out. Soon, you're facing a full steering rack or pump replacement, costing $400, $600 or more for high-end vehicles. In reality, professional garages and commercial fleets follow a clear maintenance schedule. Replace power steering fluid every 30,000, 50,000 miles, or every 2 to 3 years. It costs just a few bucks for a flush and refill, but it prevents thousands in damage. Plus, your steering wheel stays light, smooth, and free of annoying whining noises at low speeds. Remember, the steering system is the lifeblood of your driving experience. A car with a strong engine but a heavy, sluggish, or noisy steering wheel makes driving a chore. Treat power steering fluid like engine oil. Care for it and replace it regularly. Don't let a few bucks saved today turn into a massive bill tomorrow. This is one of the secrets behind cars that reach 400,000, 500,000 miles with steering as smooth as day one. 2. Protect your undercarriage from rust. Most drivers focus on oil changes, filters, or brakes, overlooking something that kills cars faster than any other issue: undercarriage rust. The danger is that it's silent. No noise, no warning lights. By the time you notice, the chassis is corroded, welds are weakened, and the suspension becomes unsafe. In cold states where roads are salted to prevent ice, galvanic corrosion happens even faster. After just a few winters, unprotected cars can have rusted floors, broken control arms, or corroded fuel tanks. This not only slashes resale value but is also extremely dangerous on the highway. A rusted suspension component snapping could cause you to lose control instantly. Yet, the solution is so simple many overlook it. Regularly wash the undercarriage, especially after rainy seasons or driving on salted roads. Commercial fleets in the U.S., which push vehicles for hundreds of thousands of miles, routinely rinse the undercarriage and apply an anti-rust oil or specialized coating once a year. It costs just a few $100s but can extend your chassis' life by 3 to 5 years, or even double that for cars often parked outdoors. Think of the undercarriage as the foundation of a house. No matter how beautiful the house, a rotting foundation will collapse it. A shiny car with a smooth engine loses value if the undercarriage is too rusted to repair. Invest in undercarriage protection while your car is still new. It's a small expense but a major insurance policy for your vehicle's longevity and safety. 3. Drive long distances for 20 minutes a week. Many cars suffer engine damage not from driving too much, but from driving too little. It sounds counterintuitive, but it's true. When you only use your car for short trips to the store or to drop kids off a few blocks away, the engine doesn't get hot enough. This causes water vapor to condense in the combustion chamber, and unburned fuel leaks into the crankcase, mixing with the oil. The result? Oil gets diluted, forms sludge, reduces lubrication, and wears down the engine from the inside. You can change oil more often, but that won't stop abnormal wear on components like bearings, piston rings, or valves. That's why car manufacturers, especially in Europe and the US, Recommend taking your car for a long drive at least once a week. Just 20 to 30 minutes of continuous driving on open roads at a steady speed allows the engine to reach a high enough temperature to evaporate water in the oil, burn off excess fuel, and let the catalytic converter work at full capacity. Plus, it gives the charging system time to fully recharge the battery, which is critical for modern cars with power-hungry electronics. This habit costs almost nothing, but delivers huge benefits: a cleaner engine, longer-lasting oil, a healthier battery, and an exhaust system free of carbon buildup. Don't treat your car like just a grocery getter. Occasionally give it a long drive to breathe deeply and clean itself. It's good for the car and for you, a perfect excuse to leave the city, drive for fun, and prevent $1,000 repair bills in the future. If this information is helpful, please comment with the number 1 to let me know. 4. Don't let your tank run dry. Fill up at a quarter tank. Many drivers have a habit of running the fuel tank nearly empty before refilling, thinking they're maximizing every drop of gas. But in reality, this is the fastest way to kill your car's fuel system. The bottom of the tank always collects dirt, rust, and condensed water over time. When the fuel gauge hits the red zone, the fuel pump sucks up more of this debris, clogging the fuel filter, dirtying the injectors, and causing carbon buildup in the combustion chamber. That's not all. The electric fuel pump inside the tank relies on the surrounding fuel to stay cool. Running on a nearly empty tank forces the pump to work in a half-dry state, causing overheating, which can burn out the motor or coils. A failed fuel pump can cost $300 to $800 to replace, and for high-end vehicles, it can exceed $1,000. That's a steep price compared to simply filling up earlier. Experienced technicians advise treating the quarter tank mark as the real red line. When the gauge hits this point, proactively fill up. This keeps the pump submerged in fuel, eases the strain on the fuel filter, and prevents the awkward situation of running out of gas on the road. This simple habit costs nothing extra but can extend the life of your entire fuel system. A well-maintained car not only runs longer, but also holds its resale value. So, next time your gauge dips to a quarter tank, don't hesitate. See it as a signal to care for your car, not a challenge to test your daring. 5. Change differential and transfer case fluid every 50,000 miles. Many car owners, especially those with Ford WD or AWD SUVs or trucks, diligently change engine oil, but overlook two critical, silent components: the differential and transfer case. These parts handle the engine and transmission's torque, distributing power to the wheels. When their fluid degrades and loses viscosity, steel gears grind directly against each other at high speeds. This generates excessive heat, wears down surfaces, and eventually leads to an annoying howling noise, a sign of a $1,000 repair bill waiting. Manufacturers often advertise lifetime differential fluid to suggest low maintenance, but experienced mechanics know that's not true. In reality, differential and transfer case fluids endure heavier loads and higher heat than transmission fluid. After about 50,000 miles, 80,000 km, the fluid thickens, gets contaminated with metal particles, and loses its ability to protect gears. Replacing it on time costs just a few dozen to a couple $100, while a failed differential or transfer case can set you back $1,500, $3,000, or more for premium vehicles. Regular fluid changes not only save money, but also keep your car running smoothly with seamless 4WD AWD shifts, especially useful for towing or climbing steep hills. Don't wait for the howling noise to panic. A timely visit to the garage to change differential and transfer case fluid can be the difference between a car that serves you for 300,000 miles and a heap of scrap after a few years. This maintenance habit is a survival secret that seasoned drivers swear by for keeping drivetrains durable. 6. Fix leaks and small noises immediately. One of the biggest mistakes drivers make is ignoring minor signs: a small oil stain under the car, a clunking sound over potholes, or a faint burning smell at a stoplight. These are often dismissed with an "it's probably fine," but these seemingly harmless clues can lead to $1,000 disasters if ignored. For example, a leaking valve cover gasket costs just a few bucks to replace, but if left unchecked, oil can drip onto spark plugs or wiring, causing misfires, damaged sensors, or even an engine bay fire. A clunking noise from the undercarriage might be a torn control arm bushing, fixable for a couple $100s. But driving on it can damage tie rods, the steering rack, or shocks, pushing repair costs into the thousands. Small noises are like your car's warning whispers. Fluid leaks are signs it's bleeding. Don't wait for these to turn into loud screams, because by then, it's too late. Insurance companies in the U.S. report that over 60% of major issues had early warning signs that drivers ignored. Build a habit of checking under your car when you park, listening for odd sounds while driving, and addressing them at the source. A quick garage visit can save your car from becoming a major surgery case. With vehicles, prevention is always cheaper than a cure. Sometimes just listening and fixing small things right away can save you thousands in the future. 7. Be gentle with your transmission. The transmission, whether automatic, CVT, or dual clutch, is one of the most expensive components to repair. A failed transmission can cost $3,000 to $7,000, or even double that in luxury vehicles. Sadly, most of these open-heart surgeries stem from impatient driving habits. For example, many drivers shift into drive while the car is still rolling backward or quickly switch from reverse to drive without fully stopping. These actions, meant to save a few seconds, torture the transmission. The car's inertia puts massive stress on the clutch and gears inside, causing premature wear. Another mistake is flooring the gas right after starting the engine. At that moment, the transmission fluid is still thick and hasn't circulated to the valves and clutches, leading to friction in a dry state, which shortens the system's lifespan. Also, some drivers rest their foot on the brake pedal at a red light while keeping the transmission in drive. This forces the clutch to hold the car back the entire time, generating heat and unnecessary wear. Simply shifting to neutral or park lets the transmission rest and stay cooler. The key is to treat your transmission like a precision machine, not a lifeless chunk of metal. Every gentle, patient action extends its life. With care, a transmission can last 200,000, 300,000 miles without a major overhaul. But if you're rushed and reckless, you'll pay dearly in just a few years. You can replace a car, but nothing beats the smooth driving feel of a healthy transmission. Comment with the number 1 and like this video, and I'll reveal something even more shocking. 8. Go easy when the engine is cold. Many drivers start the car, shift into gear, and hit the gas immediately, especially when rushing to work in the morning. It seems harmless, but it's the fastest way to shorten your engine's life. When you first start the car, the oil sits in the crankcase, not yet pumped to lubricate the pistons, camshaft, or bearings. In those first 30-60 seconds, metal parts grind directly against each other. If you floor the gas, the friction spikes, leaving microscopic scratches that can't be undone. Over time, these tiny scratches add up to major wear, aging the engine tens of thousands of miles faster. Another issue is the cooling system. When the engine is cold, the coolant hasn't circulated fully, and the thermostat hasn't opened. Accelerating hard causes heat to build up unevenly in the cylinder head. This can stress the head gasket, leading to cracks or leaks over time. Replacing a head gasket alone can cost thousands, yet the solution is simple. Ease off the gas for the first few minutes. You don't need to idle the car for ages like the old warm-up days. Just start the engine, wait 30 seconds for the oil to circulate, then drive gently, keeping RPMs below 2,000 for the first 5-10 minutes. This saves fuel and lets the engine and transmission wake up properly. Remember, engines don't fail from driving too much. They fail from being pushed hard when cold. A little patience each morning can save you thousands and keep your car running smoothly for hundreds of thousands of miles. 9. Change brake fluid every 3 years. Among all the fluids in your car, brake fluid is the most overlooked. Drivers remember to change engine oil, coolant, and even air filters on schedule, but brake fluid rarely gets a second thought. The problem? Brake fluid is highly hygroscopic. It absorbs moisture from the air. After 2 to 3 years, this water lowers the fluid's boiling point significantly. That means during repeated braking on mountain roads or in heavy city traffic, the fluid can boil, creating air bubbles in the lines. The brake pedal may sink, and the car won't stop. This is an extremely dangerous situation. Beyond that, moisture in the fluid silently corrodes brake caliper pistons, rusts steel lines, and damages the ABS pump, a component that can cost thousands to replace. Meanwhile, flushing old fluid and replacing it with new brake fluid at a reputable garage costs only about $70 to $100 and takes less than an hour. Some drivers think, my brakes feel fine, so I don't need to change them. But like high blood pressure, contaminated brake fluid shows no daily symptoms. It fails in emergencies when you need to brake hard most. By then, it's too late. Treat changing brake fluid every 3 years as the cheapest safety insurance for you and your family. It's a small investment with hundredfold benefits, protecting your wallet from massive repair bills and ensuring every brake press is firm and safe. 10. Replace rubber components and belts on time. Here's a fact few notice. Rubber components and belts are the silent gatekeepers keeping your car running smoothly. They're not loud or flashy, but when they break or crack, the consequences are often extremely costly. Take the timing belt, for example. It synchronizes the camshaft and crankshaft. If it snaps while driving, pistons can crash into valves, causing bent or broken parts, or even a ruined cylinder head. Repair costs can soar past $1,500 to $3,000, while replacing the timing belt on schedule costs just a few $100s. Many manufacturers recommend replacement every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, but in harsh conditions like extreme heat or dust, replacing it earlier is wiser. It's not just the timing belt. Rubber components like control arm bushings, tie rods, engine mounts, or the serpentine belt also degrade over time. They crack, harden, and one day snap, leaving you stranded with no power steering, a dead alternator, or an overheated engine. Especially in cars over 7 to 10 years old, rubber ages faster due to heat and oil exposure. Regular inspection and replacement not only keep the car running smoothly, but also prevent a chain reaction of failures. These parts don't give luxury warnings. When they fail, it's sudden. Don't skimp on a few $100s for timely replacements to gain the peace of mind that your car won't abandon you over a $20 belt. 1-minute paper test trick. Here's a super simple trick mechanics use that most drivers overlook. With just a piece of white paper, you can check if your engine and exhaust system are healthy. It's easy. Start the engine and hold the paper 2 to 3 inches from the tailpipe. If the paper flutters evenly with steady airflow, the engine is combusting well, with no valve leaks or misfires. You can rest easy. But if the paper gets sucked toward the tailpipe or flutters irregularly, it could signal a leaky exhaust valve, faulty spark plugs, or combustion chamber issues. Left unchecked, these problems can lead to burnt pistons or a damaged catalytic converter, repairs costing at least $1,000. The beauty of this trick is that it's quick, free, and anyone can do it at home. It takes just 1 minute but can catch hidden issues before your car leaves you stranded. Caring for your car doesn't have to be complex or expensive. Small actions like this put you a step ahead of most drivers. Being proactive like this keeps your car reliable and saves you thousands over the years. You see, cars don't break down from being driven a lot. They break down from neglected small details. From changing fluids and belts to a 1-minute paper test, these are all small investments with big returns. If you maintain these habits, you can save thousands of dollars and drive with confidence every time. Start paying attention today, and your car will reward you with durability, safety, and reliability for the long haul.